Hey, hey, I'm streaming. Good morning. Good morning. If anybody's here joining me, um, for some reason, I'm not streaming in the way that I want to be. I don't know if I can change the settings now, but let's see. Oh, I guess that's the only way. I have to upgrade now for full HD quality. So we're not going to worry about that today, but welcome to Intuitive Wealth Leaders, brought to you by Mastiff Home Buyers and Lead with Abundance Coaching, where we talk about how to bring internal and external wealth into our lives. So super excited about that. And today I'm going to be short because I am on my way out to go look at a fourplex with a group of folks. So we're going to take a look at that and see if that's maybe an investment that is worthwhile for someone. It's probably not something I'm going to buy because it's not within my area of where I want to own properties, but we're going to go out and take a look at it and learn from each other, and maybe somebody that I know will want to purchase it. So I'm going to keep this short, but I want to talk today a little bit more about an idea that is fairly popular in the entrepreneurial space. And I guess it's not really an idea, it's sort of just a mantra, and it's crush it and kill it, and it's supposed to elicit power, and also the idea of telling everyone that you have to get up at 5 a.m. every morning in order to be successful, and you have to grind and hustle and chase the things, and you have to have multiple income streams, and you have to build multiple businesses, and all of this stuff that you have to do in order to be successful. Well, what if none of those things are what makes you happy? And the hustle, yeah, you can hustle, but how long are you going to hustle? So, what I'm all about is let's live. Life is short, and life is really too short to hustle all the time. And that's something that I need to take to heart because I'm kind of a workaholic. But if you love what you do, it's not maybe work, which is true. And so time value is huge. And what you do with your time is really important. So instead of telling myself I have to get up at 5 a.m. or I have to start my day at 5 and do all of these things, I think about what's going to keep me healthy. So, one, sleep is healthy for me. So the people who tell you you can sleep later, no, that is BS. And maybe it's true for some people because some people are just wired in the way that, they don't need a lot of sleep. But for those of us who do really need 8 hours of sleep, it's important to get that because otherwise it impedes our productivity, it impedes how we think, and it will really change whether we're successful during that day or not. And what's really important is that we take the right actions and that we take the consistent actions. So we waste a ton of time in the hustle. So why not take away all of those time wasters in the hustle and figure out how to use your time most efficiently and most wisely? Because that's really, what it's about. And so I put out there today a little saying that I saw, and it says, "Build yourself first." and then build your business. So I also translate that to take care of yourself first. Coming from the world of mental health and, the issues that we have with mental health and trauma and crises and bad things happening to people every single day, and our inability to cope with that and inability to cope with stress, and stress is as high as ever now. That's really important to be able to take care of ourselves first. So grow yourself first. Take the time to give yourself what you need to feed your body, health wise. If you love to exercise, great. If you love yoga, that's awesome. Feed your body, feed your mind, and you can feed your mind with exercise. I think that also, feeds your mind. But, grow, learn some things that you really want to learn. Find a hobby. Um, Listen to some podcasts that really motivate you, and just take some time. So maybe in the morning, if you have a block of time every morning before you really set foot into your day, maybe you have some time blocked off for yourself, and that time is special. So, what I like to do, and I'm not always consistent with it. So, I will say consistency is key. Um, but what I like to do is really take some time, even just 10 minutes, and, 10 minutes to reflect on yesterday, reflect on my week, reflect on what I need to do going forward, what's the most important things. And also then do some affirmations, in that 10 minutes. So, what am I grateful for? Um, and then ultimately, listen to something that helps me grow. So, I use Audible books and listen to Audible books. And so that's something that, I can take in about another 10 minutes, 15 minutes of listening to an Audible book. And that is kind of my um, growth for the day. It's not my only growth, but it's one way, and it gives me a good start. What I have to be careful of, because I'm an ideas person, is that when I listen to that 10 or 15 minutes of those books, they're usually self motivation and leadership books, and books that help me with my business, and how to negotiate and all those different things. Uh, and so when I listen to those, it gives me such great nuggets of information. I'm like, oh, what am I going to do with this? I got to tell everybody. So I have to be careful to not let that get me distracted and get me to a place where I'm running off in another direction than what I had actually planned for the day. So don't let those things that are supposed to help you hinder you. Find a way that makes it work for you. So what I might have to do is, just write down, stay focused, and write down some of that stuff that's coming out of that audible, so that I can bring it back up later. So that is what I do and how I prefer to start my mornings. And like I said, sometimes I'm not consistent. Sometimes, I get up and the dogs are demanding my attention. So I don't have kids. So I know that a lot of you may have kids. Um, who get up in the morning and they need your attention, and you have to work on what they need. And that's fine. You have to figure out the system that works for you. For me, it's best to get up in the morning and take care of those me things right away, because if I don't do them right away, they're probably not going to get done when I get into the whirlwind of the day. So, uh, so my advice is find the time. Sorry, I forgot to put my phone on do not disturb. So when you find the time that works for you, I mean, and maybe it's in the evening, maybe it's not how you start your day, maybe it's right before you go to bed at night. Maybe it is over your lunch hour. Maybe it's in the middle of the afternoon. Whatever that time is, that's a good time for you to actually sit down and think, and take in to grow yourself. That's the time that's right. So I say morning because that's good for me. And I like to do those things in the morning. And then I move into the things that I call my job, which is really making phone calls and following up on leads. Because that morning time is my most productive time. Then once I get into the afternoon, I start to get sleepy, and then it's easy to slack off. And so I don't want to do that. So I try to get most of my stuff done in the morning, which is kind of a bummer because there are sometimes things that I want to do in the morning that I have to put on the back burner. And I have to say, no, I know that that's a great networking meeting, but I'm not going to go because I need to do these things for me and for my business. So I have to choose. Sometimes you have those competing priorities and from which you have to choose from. So choose wisely. And I'm going to wrap up. So remember to fill yourself first, grow yourself first, then work on your business. So that's so important. Just like when they tell you in the airplane to put on your mask first before you try to save anybody else. Because if you're not well and you're not healthy and you're not happy with what you're doing, that's going to impact your business and how well your business grows. So focus on yourself, grow yourself before you grow your business. Keep that in mind. And uh, please let me know your thoughts. Tell me what you're thinking. Are you one that tries to grind and hustle and has become really good at it? Do you have a different opinion? Or are you kind of in my camp where you're like, I want to be happy. I don't want to just put all the things that make me happy on the back burner until I get to this point, because I want to live now. So let me know what your thoughts are. There are all sorts of differing perspectives about this, but I would love to hear what you have to say. And I will be back here, same place, same time, next week. And I will see you then. Bye, folks.